today's episode, we're going to talk about how you do one thing is absolutely how you do everything in life. Welcome to the JAMODI Podcast. Hey, as you heard in the intro of this podcast, it is going to be a great podcast. If you are new, hi, my name is Turner Cavender. I am a ex-professional athlete and I have a passion for helping others. So if you're new and you don't know what the JAMODI Podcast stands for, it stands for just a matter of doing it. It is a saying that my mother and my family has passed on for generations, and I live by it. I have it tattooed on my arm. I have it cut out, laser still cut out and put here on the wall at my facility. This podcast is brought to you by EvoFit, Mind, Body, and Life. The purpose for this podcast, the only reason I do this, is to spread more positivity in this negative world that we live in and help other people just like you that are watching and listening in to help you take that forward step in life. Now, I wish I had more tools like this, like podcasts. And when I got started in my journey, YouTube wasn't big yet. The internet wasn't ideal yet. It was the www idea, and I was just getting scraped by in life and getting drugged through the rocks. But if you want to hear my story, all you gotta do is go back in my podcast episodes on iTunes and listen to the story. I'm gonna get right into the topic today, and the topic is how you do one thing is absolutely how you do everything in life. Now, this weekend was a big opener for me, and sometimes in life you sit and you ponder about life. I had a lot of time on my hands this weekend, and I was thinking about the things that were going on in my life, how things were going, how things were moving forward, and I thought to myself, man, I have really let my truck go. It's gotten dirty. It needs maintenance done. The windshield is cracked to hell. My driver's side mirror is broken off. My console is falling apart from sun damage over the years. It's 2005. It's been through hell. Been through a lot of states racing motocross. And I was thinking, I'm going to go clean this up. I'm going to order the parts I need to repair. That, of course, guys, that's called adulting. But I wasn't adulting. I was putting all my focus into helping other people. I was putting all my focus into EvoFit facility and rebanding and helping more clients get the results they want. And I wasn't making my bed when I woke up in the morning. I wasn't cleaning my truck when I wanted to. I wasn't giving back. And basically that goes down to how I do one thing is eventually it's how I'm going to do everything. So, I heard from an amazing man. I listened to his podcast, Andy Frisella. If you have a bucket of water and you have one pinhole in there, no matter how much water you put in there, it's still going to leak out, right? So I was having all these little pinholes in my life of, not cleaning my truck when I need to clean, not adulting on shit that I need to do, like making my bed to start my day, or, following up with people I need to follow up with and just letting things slide. And that is where that stuff just starts to leak out in my life. And so I thought to myself, I'm going to get my shit together, dude. And I know that maybe this podcast is kind of like, well, Turner, duh, but I needed a reminder myself, people shouldn't leave food and wrappers and trash in their car, or you should clean your house and keep things spick and span so you don't have to do all this work when you're busy and you start procrastinating and you start cleaning all this other stuff up when you could have just done it over time versus, having it done all the time and you just keep going with the grind of your lifestyle. And so this weekend, I went all out. I got my truck cleaned. I cleaned my house. I ordered the parts I need to do, and I've been meditating more, like I said I was going to do in the beginning of this year. Like if you saw on my last or heard in my last podcast, I was going to do, and I've been doing that. And I'm human, and sometimes I slack off. But I've noticed that these little pinholes in my bucket of life that I have, that I've been putting water in to feed my clients, my lifestyle, my fiance, my family, that's been leaking out the bottom. The little things that I haven't been doing in life. And I needed a reminder. I needed a reset. And sometimes we need that. Things happen in life. Life happens. Things get crazy. you start prioritizing other things over the little things. Like, this is a big priority that you do, and you start slacking off in other areas. But how you do one thing is how you're going to be able to do everything. So if you start slacking off in life, you're going to start slacking off in the big priority. And so I've been seeing that. And so with that being said, I'm first to admit my wrongdoing, my faults, my failures, my weaknesses, and I noticed that my business was starting to slowly, decline because of the little pinholes, the follow-ups that I wouldn't do, the value that I wasn't bringing to some of my clients, and now obviously I've been doing a really good job doing that, but I had to give value to my home, my life, my personal life, and not let those pinholes of the dirty truck, the bed not being made in the morning, the meditation for myself, giving back to myself. So therefore, I'm not always thinking in the back of my head, whether you're conscious of it or not, you still have those things that need to be done, and it could take bandwidth away from you from the priority in your life of giving back to your relationship, giving back to the business, giving back to my clients, people like you in the JAMODI Podcast. I didn't have a podcast for a while because I had a pen in my bucket and I was all over the place. So I wanted to make this podcast as short and sweet, but a good message to help you remind yourself, not to let that one thing that you do in your life start trickling into how you do everything in life. That's the main quote-unquote message. I'll say it again. How you do that one thing could start trickling in to how you do everything in life. So if you do that one thing perfected, right, start trickling in how you do everything in life. Same thing. If you start doing that one thing that's lacking, putting it off, just not doing it at all, can trickle into whatever that priority in your life is, or that goal that you have. And so I needed myself personally, I needed a reminder this weekend, and I was just pondering about it, and I was just like, damn, get my shit together. And so that's kind of why I wanted to make this podcast, and I just wanted to send a positive message out there that you can be the absolute best you. Just do everything the perfect way, and everything will fall in place, because it's going to be a condition of everything you do every single life, and it's going to be consistent. That is how life is. You're a perfectionist. You're manhandling your time. You're doing what you need to get done, and it happens with consistency. So, guys, I wanted to leave you off with that, and I want to ask you, please, if you're watching this live video on Facebook or anything like that, hashtag live. And if you're replaying it, hashtag replay, please. I want to see every single one of you comment, ask questions. And those of you that are watching and listening in on iTunes, please leave me a 5-star review. If I suck, tell me. 1-star review. I will get better, and give me reasons why I suck, because I can only get better without you guys. I strive. My oxygen is your review. So please subscribe on iTunes at the JAMODI Podcast. And remember, as I always say, JAMODI, it's just a matter of doing it. Take care, guys.